So finally, after months and months of waiting, we now finally have the new Model Y Performance with the new shape and all the updates which we did expect were coming for this Model Y Performance, but now it's actually here. Now we can actually see it, and you can actually order this from now onwards in the UK and all over Europe as well. Hi, I'm Oliver and welcome back to Tesla Unlocked, your go-to place for Tesla tips, reviews and must-know features. I've got the new Model Y Performance up here now, and I just wanted to do a very quick run through of some of the changes and what you get with this new performance update. So in terms of the exterior design, there are quite a few major changes. So compared to the long range all-wheel drive, obviously there's an air intake section here, but if we come down to the performance, there's an additional part here. There's obviously some extra changes at the front here as well compared to the long range all-wheel drive, the trim below it, and some rear changes as well. So obviously we've got the carbon fiber spoiler and the difference at the back here as well. And then obviously there's that kind of performance badge which they've used for the Model 3 Performance as well. So it's great to see that on this car. The major kind of update is the 0 to 60. So the 0 to 60 is now 3.3 seconds, which I believe is quicker than the previous Model Y. And also another thing is that the range, the WLTP rated range, is now 360 miles, which is great to see. That is a lot more than the previous generation Model Y Performance, and that's due to the battery capacity has been increased. Whatever they've done to it, it's increased the range, which is great. The main other changes that are included in the performance upgrade, there's a new performance powertrain, and it has adaptive suspension and unique drive modes. So obviously it will have the insane mode on it, similar to the new Model 3 Performance. So that'll be great fun. So there's now 21-inch Araknid 2.0 wheels, and I do really like the look of these. They are quite nice. They do look different and they stand out. Some other major changes compared to the other models, so the rear-wheel drive, long-range rear-wheel drive and long-range all-wheel drive, is that with the performance, similar to the Model 3 Performance, you've got the carbon updates on the interior. So the dash, there's an entire carbon piece here. Also, I noticed when I was looking through additional photos, if I do find a photo where it shows this, then I'll pop it up on the screen now. You can't quite see it in this image, but this paneling here is also carbon fiber. So under where the light bar is on the doors, those pieces are now carbon fiber, which isn't the case on the new Model 3 Performance, but that's because the inside door paneling is slightly different compared to the Model Y. I'll show an example side by side on the screen now of the Model 3 Performance doors and then the Model Y. There's this additional part here. Now on the other variants of the Model Y, this is a kind of textured fabric material similar to the dash, but on this Performance this is now also carbon as well as this. Another major change is that the screen is now 16 inches. All the other screen options, so if we go to the long range all-wheel drive, the screen is 15.5 inches, I believe. They've increased the size to 16 inches, and fun fact, this screen is actually the same screen as what's in the new Model Y L, which so far has only been released in China. I imagine with this screen, because it's 16 inches, it's newer, it's bigger, it's a QHD touchscreen, so it's going to be better quality, faster potentially. This is great to see, and I think over time they will roll this out to other newer cars that they bring out over time. But for now, the first car which we're seeing it in the UK especially is this new Model Y Performance. So that's great. That's a nice new addition as well. Another major change, obviously because it's a Performance, are these new Performance seats, which as far as I can tell are more or less exactly the same as the new Model 3 Performance seats, and they're very nice. They kind of hold you well in the seat, so you're not kind of moving around and being thrown around as you were in the kind of first generation Model 3 Performance and the kind of older shape ones. These seats kind of hug you in a little bit better, so that's great to see in the Model Y. The main difference with these ones is that there is thigh extension, which is quite cool, and I believe that these are not on the Model 3 performance seats. So this is a nice little change, and I'd be interested to give it a go and see what I think, and yeah, just try it out and see how comfortable they are, and if it makes a massive difference compared to the Model 3 performance. I'd love to test them side by side and see if there is any major changes and if it's worth the upgrade. Obviously, with it being a performance, the price is high. I'm not sure if this is significantly more than the Model Y performance before, but £61,990 is obviously quite a lot of money. I would only recommend this version if you do need the extra space and the size of the Model Y, and you've got cash to spare essentially, and you'd like to kind of splash out, go for all those fun additional options and go a bit nuts with it. So if you are one of those people, then go for it, and you want all these kind of fancy extras like the wheels, the spoiler, nice seats, the front changes and the back changes, then go for it. But it is quite a high price, and even if you're doing something, if you're getting it through a business and you want to do a lease, you're still talking around £900 a month, which is quite a lot. Obviously you can edit the financial terms and say you want to put 12 months down and you want the term to be 24 months or 48 months, something like that, and you'd like say 15,000 miles. You know, you're still sticking around that 900 mark, which is quite significant. And even if you go to the term of 24 months, 12 months down, 10,000 miles, you're looking at 1,147, which is quite a lot of money. So yeah, if you have the money, go for it. But if you're on a budget, then this is definitely not the option. The new rear-wheel drive Model Y is actually brilliant as it is anyway. It's a really, really good car. So I would highly recommend that if you are on a budget and you want to keep things as affordable as possible whilst getting an amazing car, then I would thoroughly recommend this base option. But mainly this video is about the Model Y performance, so that's why I've kind of gone through these details and given a brief overview about it. My personal thoughts on this, I do love it. I do think it looks amazing. It looks really nice, clean and fresh, and the side profile as well looks a lot more aggressive compared to the other Model Y options. It's just got those additional extras like the spoiler and the rear changes and the front changes and the wheels that just make it more aggressive, sharper, and have much more of a kind of presence on the road, if you like. So I'm a big fan of it. It looks really nice. I'd love to have a go at some point. Hopefully I can arrange that and give a bit more of an in-depth experience of how I find it and if it's worth the extra upgrade. But visually, I think it looks great. I'm a really big fan and I do like it. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comments and tell me what you think. Then go for it. I'd love to hear what you have to say. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. Obviously it was a very quick kind of overview, but it's just to show you the kind of main new features and what's included. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.